Hello, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Nonsense. I am your host for today, Nero, and today with me are two guests. Returning from last week is my sister Chloe,
Hi.
and with me is my other sister, Scar.
Hi.
So we kind of introduced Chloe last week, if you didn't catch that. But Scar, let me tell Scar. I can't speak words. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's okay.
It happens.
It does. What are your nerdy interests for the viewers over so they can just, kind of get your vibe better?
So my nerdy interest, I really like anime, Disney, Dungeons and Dragons, and I dabble in Magic the Gathering currently.
Blended.
Disney adult. Yes, Disney adult.
So, yeah. So those are them. Today we'll be doing a review of The Boy and the Heron, which all three of us saw yesterday. But before that, I wanted to bring up some news, because this weekend was also Jump Festa, which, for those who don't know, Jump Festa is the Shonen Jump, basically. Not convention, but showcase, exhibition? I guess convention. I don't know. I guess people go to it in Japan. Yeah, there's panels, so it's the big Shonen Jump convention in Japan, which they announced lots of crazy things. Why is your model spazzing? It is picking up every noise you're making, Scar. There we go. It was like bing, 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 bing. For the audio listeners, I guess you wouldn't see that, but it was just going. Anywho, so it was Jump Festa, so I wanted to bring up some news. So there's a lot of it in the past 2 days. So I'll start from the beginning. My Hero Academia Season 7, set for May the 4th. Let's go. Oh.
Let's go!
I wasn't sure if anyone was there.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yes, so...
Tell your theory about that. Or why.
Oh, I think it's May the 4th, because... Horikoshi's just a huge Star Wars fan. It's all over the show. So having it start for the final season, what I imagine is going to be the final season, start May the 4th, because he was appropriate.
Nice.
It will be probably the final season, I think. As a manga reader, I feel like we're very close. We're close to the end. And the last arc is lots of fights, so those go kind of quick when animated. You know?
Scary.
But yeah, it's my favorite arc right now. I know there's lots of people, it's like contentious between manga readers right now, like kind of split down the middle. But for me, this is my favorite arc. I loving all the character moments we're getting, so big climaxes. So that's hype.
I need to catch up on it.
Yeah, you do. You're like, what, 3 seasons behind or some shit?
Yeah.
Because the last thing you saw was it the festival?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're behind. You don't even know. You don't even know.
I don't.
She doesn't even know.
She doesn't even know. I need to catch up. It's bad.
She didn't see Dobby's dance.
Don't bring it up. He's magical, though. He was magical.
It was great. It was better than any Fortnite dance. Sorry, I could resist. Also, the movie is coming out in August, which will be set during the Vigilante arc.
That'll be cool.
Or I guess, from the poster they keep showing, I feel like it's going to be set right after the Vigilante arc. Like, in the gap between season 6 and 7.
Interesting.
That way they can have characters, I guess, because if it was set during the Vigilante arc, you literally would just be Deku alone doing things.
True.
So to have everyone else, I imagine it'll be set in the small, I think there's a week gap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so My Hero. Next up is the Hashira training arc coming spring 2024. It'll have a theatrical airing of the first episode, which is paired with the last episode of the last season, like they did the last time.
That's the best.
We're in for it.
Every time.
It's so good.
It's so satisfying to see those fight scenes on the big screen at the movie theater.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, Demon Slayer. Scar, you gotta watch Demon Slayer.
I know. There's so many things I have to watch.
Like, it's so good.
It's so good.
It's like it's just good. It's just good. It's just good.
I need to stop watching Grey's Anatomy and watch anime.
Yeah.
You do.
Season freaking 9 of Grey's Anatomy.
There's a million seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I'm on season 12. It's bad.
Side note,
Well,
isn't General Hospital the longest running TV show in the world?
I think so.
I saw that at 10,000 episodes. I was watching like a guess the longest TikTok.
That's crazy.
It's like 10,000 episodes.
that's One Piece for
Times
middle-aged
10.
women.
It's the One Piece times 10.
Yeah.
Next up, Kaiju number 8 is coming this spring. Which,
You're reading that.
yes, I am reading that. It's really good. Basic premise is world being attacked by kaiju. You know what kaiju are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. World's being attacked by kaiju, and this guy made a promise with his childhood friend to be kaiju hunters, save the world, but he couldn't cut it. And now he's part of the kaiju cleanup. He cleans up the guts after the battles. But childhood friend is like the top commander of the kaiju hunters.
That sounds really cool.
And then he gets one last, basically he's like in his 30s now, and it's his last shot to get into the kaiju hunters, right? Before he kind of gets like too old. And something happens, and he turns into a kaiju.
Oh,
And he is kaiju number 8. Or species
That's cool.
kaiju species number 8.
Is it bloody?
I mean, there's kaiju gore.
I mean, as much as like Attack on Titan?
Probably. And remember,
Okay.
I read the manga, so it's like it's weird. It's like different because when you're reading black and white images, it's kind of
It's
hard to.
yeah. I was going to say it's probably not like Higurashi, Chloe, so you're fine.
Can't. Never finishing that.
And I cry every day.
It's so good.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 3, spring.
Yes.
It's gonna be
That's
2
gonna be
core,
so good.
no break. So one from spring through summer.
Oh my goodness. So excited.
Woohoo.
We getting the knights versus the kingdom. So
I'm not prepared.
we're probably actually gonna see that battle that was in TC season 1 opening.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Huh?
None of the openings correlated ever.
No. Never. It's fine. It's all nonsense. They announced the anime for, I think what it's called, the Yoshizora family. I don't know much about it. I just know that it's a very popular manga on Shonen Jump right now. It's getting anime, so.
Look into that.
Yeah. Next up is, this is stuff that was announced this morning. Crazy stuff. Chainsaw Man movie.
What?
For the next arc. The Rize arc.
Instead of another season?
Yep, they're doing a movie first.
Okay.
So I'm extraordinarily hyped for that. I love Chainsaw Man. I keep seeing this Rize character cosplayed everywhere and all over shit, so I'll finally know who she is. Hell's Paradise is getting season 2 as well. Which is hype. No, just in general.
Okay.
I think it's October, probably. Also in October is Dandadan. Do you know what Dandadan is?
No.
So Dandadan. So basically, sorry, Chainsaw Man author Fujimoto, right? He had 2 assistants when writing the beginning first arcs of Chainsaw Man. One of those assistants went on to write Hell's Paradise, and it's trippy and weird, as you would expect from someone who wrote Chainsaw Man, like as an assistant to the guy who wrote Chainsaw Man, right? The other one wrote Dandadan, which is apparently even trippier and weirder than both of them combined.
Oh.
And it's being animated by Science Saru, the studio that did Devilman Crybaby.
Oh.
So I'm expecting really good things. I keep hearing the manga is like amazing. I do have the first volume. I need to read it. I'll probably read it soon. But yeah. Huh?
in preparation for that.
Yes, very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And then the biggest announcement today, what came out of left field, no one expected this. One Piece is getting a remake.
Oh,
What?
It's called The One Piece. It's getting a new. So the ongoing show One Piece is
Yeah.
getting the Brotherhood treatment
oh my gosh.
to make
No.
fix the pacing and make it like update the animation and everything. And it's being done by Wit Studio.
No way.
For those who don't know, Wit Studio is the studio that did the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, did Ranking of Kings, Vivi Fluoride's Eye Song, what's else? Vinland Saga, season 1, and Spy Family. And they're doing the Suicide Squad Isekai.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to watch One Piece now.
No.
This will be how I watch One Piece. This will be my One Piece.
Yeah, no, the reboot, the remake.
I still won't watch it.
Like, this is wild. I get it's gonna be Netflix is one of the producers, so obviously it's gonna be on Netflix only. So they were they're riding this One Piece train to the bank,
Oh my gosh.
but it's kind of wild. But I saw this morning, I was like, what the hell? The One Piece is real. But yeah, that's crazy. So I've not seen One Piece. I will actually watch One Piece now with this, because now I've always heard with the beginning, the pacing's kind of shit, because it was an old 2000 show with the sensibilities of a 2000 show, where they were just trying to pad out runtime as long as possible, so they didn't have to adapt the manga quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we pace nicely. It'll have gorgeous Wit animation. Yeah. I imagine they'll do it instead of ongoing endlessly like One Pieces with Toei, it'll be broken into cores like My Hero.
That'll be good.
So, and if you finish a season, whatever, and it's like, oh, I want to watch more, Toei one's right there. There's never a necessary wait if you don't want to wait.
All
So,
right.
I think it's a good strategy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the news for today. I don't think there was any other news that just dropped while we were setting this up. I'm just gonna double check real quick. Oh, side note, actually, not part of this news, but I'm losing my damn mind, guys. Let me just tell you, okay?
Okay.
So let me lay down what's happened. So in early January, there's a Fate anniversary event. The 20th anniversary of Fate. You guys know I love Fate.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna have the voice actors for Shiro and Saber, the 2 main characters of the Fate of the original Fate. And everyone was first we're pure copium of or hopium. We're like, oh, you know what? A Fate route adaptation, because they never did they did do the original route of Fate, but they did it in the 2006 anime, and it wasn't that great of an adaptation compared to the Ufotable ones. So the Fate route, the first route of the visual novel, is the only route that doesn't really have a proper modern adaptation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just the rest of it. So it's kind of always been this weird thing of how do you recommend watching Fate? Because the beginning's not there.
Yeah.
It's like skipping the first arc of Hunter x Hunter and just jumping into the next arc. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. That is not right.
I guess not exactly like that, because it does it's just Fate's different, but in essence you miss the first bit of character introduction, right? So it's been a weird thing of how to fix it, right? So we're like, you know what, maybe this could happen. But we're just it's pure nah, they probably won't, but we can hope, right? We can hope, right?
Yeah.
20th anniversary, anything can happen. Then they're like, hey, starting January 5th, Fate Zero is going to be broadcast on TV. The prequel to Fate Stay Night. And I'm like, huh? And we're also going to release Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Wars Episode 0, which is the prologue to the entire, like, all 3 Fate routes on YouTube for free.
Oh.
And I'm like, excuse me?
What?
You're leading... Like, I know patterns. I know how this works. Before the announcement of the Code Geass movies, they re-aired Code Geass.
Oh.
And I'm just like, yo, Fate route, Fate route, Fate route, Fate
That'd
route.
be so cool.
I, like... Fate route's not my favorite route. It's probably, of the 3 routes of Fate Stay Night, it is my least favorite route. But I feel like it's core to kind of understanding Shiro's character, and it's the only, and it kind of like, it's the one that ties up Saber's story from Zero.
Yeah.
Like, her stories can kind of be tied up in Unlimited Blade Works in a similar way, but it's not as explicitly tied up.
Yeah.
And this is also, I think, if you don't want, this is the route where you get Gilgamesh and his like armor and
Gilgamesh?
yeah. So like this we get his armor, and it just continue. I Fate route something I feel like is needed. It's also the shortest route, so I feel like it could be done in 13 episodes. I don't think it needs a 26 episodes thing. It's definitely a shorter route of the group. It probably could. I mean, if they want to make it like 20 episodes, I feel like it'll work really nicely. Add some stuff, like they did with Unlimited Blade Works. But anyway, I'm losing my mind because if this doesn't happen now, I'm gonna be like, they were just messing with me, and I'm not okay. Just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna air the Fate Zero, just for the 20th anniversary, just re-air that. Like, it's not the 20th anniversary of Fate Zero. It's the 20th anniversary of Fate Stay Night. What the hell? That's all I'm saying.
It was all just a tease.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm freaking saying. Anywho, now we can get on to the actual topic of the show. The Boy and the Heron, otherwise known in Japan as How Do You Live? Miyazaki's not final movie.
No, it will not be.
So for first bit, we want to do spoiler free. So everything right now is going to be spoiler free. General overview thoughts, nothing spoilery. So, what did you guys think?
Well, I loved it. Like, it was definitely, see, just like the week before we watched this, I watched Ponyo. So this is a much, like, quieter movie. So I was like a lot, I felt like very, like, but I like the calmness, and that's, like, added to it.
Yeah.
And then, like, once it picks up, then it, like, picks up, But I really enjoyed it. I liked how the little twists and things, but that's spoiler, so I won't say it.
I really liked it. I loved the pacing, the imagery. I mean, always the imagery is beautiful. It's gorgeous. I enjoyed just the music behind every scene.
Yeah, the score was incredible.
It was gorgeous.
It's going on my study playlist.
Oh yeah. It caught my attention like from the first like second. Like as soon as it started. Like it just grabs you. And it was amazing. I really loved it.
Who did the music? Was it Joe Hiyashi? Yeah, okay. I was like, is Joe Hiyashi doing the music again? Yeah, he did. He does the music for every Ghibli film, pretty much.
Amazing. Love him.
He's just the absolute goat of music. Every single track he makes is, like, absolutely, like, stunning. I also loved the movie. It deals with a lot of interesting themes. It's very... not psychedelic, but like trippy. It's like very dreamlike.
Yes.
There are moments in this movie. There's a good chunk of this movie where I was like, "Is this real or not?"
Yeah.
It is very dreamlike. It is very like surreal. Surreal. That's what the word I want to use. It's surreal. It's a very surreal film. And it does things. It's like it almost gives an Alice in Wonderland vibe at times,
Yes.
where you're in this world and it's like weird things happening.
I feel like a lot of his films have a lot of that like dream-like aspects.
Yeah.
Where he creates this whole nother world that you can immerse yourself in.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that he can come up with these worlds and these like just so many different ones that you can just plop yourself right into, and it's just everyone is so different.
Yes, 100%. It's a very touching movie. I didn't cry.
No, I didn't. I was surprised that I didn't.
I've cried at like 2 Miyazaki movies.
I've cried at a lot.
The Wind Rises and shoot, what was the other one I cried at? Dragon blank. I know.
River Fireflies?
No, that's not Miyazaki.
Oh right.
That's the other guy. Oh, I'm at Dragon blank. Hello. It'll come to me later. Anywho, it is though a very, very emotional movie though. Deals with a lot of great, interesting themes. I don't want to get into that for the spoiler's sake, because the way this movie was marketed in Japan before was, and I tried to keep myself to that as much as possible with this movie, was they just literally released one poster, and that was it. They're like, new Miyazaki movie, here's the poster, had a Heron on it, go see it. No trailers. They didn't make a trailer for the movie until it released for Western audiences.
Oh wow.
So I'm not one of these people that I think it is a disservice if you go into this movie knowing anything about it. Just go in blind experience, because you guys didn't know anything really about it either. I tried to keep myself blind, so I know I didn't tell you guys anything.
No, you didn't.
I watched the trailer forcibly when it was shown in theaters. But even then, the trailer's still very like, it doesn't really tell you what's happening or give you, it's like not one of those trailers that like, it's a very, again, dreamlike, surrealist trailer too. And I think the best way to experience this movie is to just kind of go in. I think that's how Miyazaki intended it, and that's kind of the way you should experience it. So the spoiler-free section is honestly not going to be that long, because again, just go see the movie, just watch it. You will not be disappointed. It's one of the best. I think it's in my top 10 of the year. One of the best films to come out this year. One of the best animated films to come out this year. Which is, I mean, so that's saying something again, when this year has been one of the best years for animated films ever, in my opinion. Yeah, because God, it's been. Have you guys seen anything anime? Like not just Japanese anime, like it's been an amazing year for animated films. I'm
sure I have, I just can't pull them off the top of my head.
Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
Nimona.
Yeah.
I did not see Nimona.
Nimona's real good. I watched it the other day on Netflix. It's really, really good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem was phenomenal.
Yes. I cringed, but it was good.
What's it called? Suzume was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's on Crunchyroll now.
Oh.
Just got added. Obviously, The Boy and the Heron. Elemental, I thought was a return to form for Pixar. It was a phenomenal film too. It's just been a great year for animation.
Yes.
Anywho. Oh, and this is a Mario Brothers movie. Actually, a good video game adaptation.
Yeah.
It's just been, and we're getting the new DreamWorks movie in a week. Migration.
I need to see that.
I'm excited for that.
Also, haven't seen it yet, but Trolls 3.
I have watched all of Trolls 3 on TikTok by accident.
Oh
It
my
is
god.
amazing.
Oh my
All
gosh.
the Trolls movies are very good. The singing in this movie is phenomenal. Guys, Trolls watch party.
Oh god.
I'm ready.
I don't know if I'm ready.
We can do
You
that.
gotta. Poppy is the villain
That's
of
what
all
you
of
made
this.
me known to this.
Poppy is the villain.
Alright.
Poppy just makes me mad.
So let us end. This is the end of the spoiler free section. Go watch The Boy and the Heron. It's phenomenal. You will not be disappointed. Alright. Push your auto warning. Spoilers for the rest of the video. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, this movie's about grief and loss
Yeah.
and sorrow and about Miyazaki. He's been doing this lately. Like his last movie, last feature film rather, The Wind Rises was doubly autobiographical. It was autobiographical about a specific person history, but Miyazaki incorporated some of his own life into that too, inspiration. And he's done this again this time with two characters. I think the boy and the great granduncle are both Miyazaki in this
I
film.
agree
I
with that.
think. Right, you have the boy who is again grew up around a little bit earlier than Miyazaki did, but it's around the same time period he was born.
Mhm.
Very similar life experiences. Miyazaki's mother did not die. It's a correction to what we were talking about yesterday, but she almost did from tuberculosis.
Mm.
There was a fire that engulfed his town, and he had to move after.
Okay.
And his dad did build fighter plane parts. So a lot of similarities to the situation this boy was in, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not exactly, but very similar things. And then the other, I think, the great granduncle, very obviously represented Miyazaki as well, because he was building, right? These towers,
Yeah.
this world. I think, thinking, like, again, I was reflecting on this movie a lot and thinking,
Mhm.
right, the tower in the movie is Miyazaki's films, I think. I think that's supposed to be the representation there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, double. I think there's like a double meaning, right? It's Miyazaki's films, but it could also be the legacy that this is a World War II movie, right?
Mhm.
And it is the legacy that the older generation is leaving for the younger generation, right? And that is it's a big sentiment, an issue that we don't get quite as an American audience, but I know, like looking into it, it is like that was a sentiment in World War II, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So having, and just in Japanese in general, of like inheriting, and in another movie of our new favorite theme in movies right now of generational trauma. This was the only bloodline could inherit the tower.
Yeah. But
And
also I had another thought just now that with his films, he said that he was going to retire and that he was going to pass on making films, but he
you can't.
couldn't do it yet.
Yep.
Um
In a very similar way to the great granduncle who was like, I need, someone needs to continue, but I can't, but I need to.
yeah.
Mhm.
In a way, right? He's trying to pass it on to the next generation, but the next generation won't do it, or won't do it the way he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's some underlying things between him and his son there, because I know very infamous interview with, or not interview, but it was a very infamous thing with Miyazaki, right? Where when his son released his first film, was it Tezaversi?
Mhm.
He walked out of the theater
Yeah.
halfway through the movie on the premiere, and people were like press outside waiting, and they interviewed him there, and he's like, "Yeah, my son is not yet a man. He cannot make films yet." Like, bruh, that's the ultimate roast.
That's
I think
Uh,
I'd cry.
I would, poor Goro. That's all I'm gonna say. Poor Goro. Bruh has to live up to his father's legacy, and he's just not a great. He's not his dad. He can make okay films, but he's not his dad.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have tried a different net. Honestly, he's trying to live into. It is very much he's trying to take that legacy, right? Build his own towers,
Yep.
Mhm.
but he can't.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
is
that's so sad.
I thought I had also
Kind of like that guy at the end who built it, and it just
the King Parakeet.
yeah.
So I was actually thinking about that. So Miyazaki, right? Great filmmaker. Notorious, though, for hating modern anime. Right?
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
parakeets are supposed to be the modern animation industry.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
The way they're portrayed are these things that thrive off of the world he's built, but they'll consume anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he's like talking about the consumers who just eat garbage, right? Because you see the parakeets that would eat anything. There's a very big plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Parakeet King
Ooh.
trying to build the tower but unable to. So
Yeah.
Miyazaki's God complex is on full display here. He is
So true.
man's famous quote of "anime was a mistake." Like it is. I think it's a theory that holds some ground. Also, just can we talk about the parakeets being utterly terrifying?
Those
I
yo.
can't.
I was every time they were on screen, I'm uncomfy.
Yeah.
I don't like this. This ain't it.
Ooh, weird.
They were
It's
so
like watching an episode of Adventure Time or something. It's just like weird.
they didn't. I was not. They weren't vibes.
What's that word where it's like
Uncanny Valley.
yes, that's what it is. You read my
I don't want you to
mind.
bring it up.
It felt wrong.
What?
Also, the Heron was terrifying at times.
Yeah.
I liked the Heron. I thought it was funny.
All right.
Well, when the Heron was like, I don't know, when the Heron was like half man, half like Heron, that was funny. But when it was like
Full Heron.
full Heron with like the little like nose popping out a little, that's
That's what I kind of enjoy. I don't know why. I thought it was like. See,
No,
I wanted
why
the
do
Heron, so-
do herons have teeth in real life? Because
No.
that shit unnerved me.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was silly.
It's not silly. It's terrifying. The frog scene.
Okay, the frog. Yeah, the frogs were a little uncomfy.
And the way that Heron bows and uses his weight, I was like, no, it's a little.
I have
Ugh.
your answer. Herons do not have teeth.
Thank you.
You
You're welcome.
looked it up.
Of course I did.
You never know.
Some weird things. all right?
Speaking though of the Heron, Robert Pattinson absolutely
really
killed
well.
it. He killed it.
That's Batman right there.
That is Batman. Man's
Yeah.
went. I can do a voice. Watch me
Amazing.
act. Watch me act.
What's the act?
The whole voice cast. So we watched it in dub, and the whole voice cast was phenomenal.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Florence Pugh, Christian Bale.
What's her? It was, come on, I'm pulling up the full cast list again because this is. All right, so I got the cast list up here. So
Luca, right? Played the little boy.
yeah, what's Luke? The kid was really good.
Yes.
This is his second movie, by the way.
Really?
Really?
Or no, his first movie. He was only in a TV show.
Oh, he was in the movie. He was in the show You.
Oh, is he? I'm sorry for animated. Sorry, I'm looking at
Oh.
an animation thing specifically. So you're probably right. His first animated film, though.
Yeah.
The Heron was obviously Robert Pattinson killed it. Karen Fukuhara was Lady Hime, which she did again phenomenal job. Your average she was, and this is an interesting note of point, right? A lot of Miyazaki's female characters are inspired by his mother. And she felt like if you distilled all the female protagonists of Ghibli movies into one character,
Yes.
felt like in a way she felt generic, but she felt generic for a Ghibli movie because she felt like the prototypical.
Yes.
But in this movie, she is supposed to represent Miyazaki's mother, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, of course, being the dad was
Florence Pugh. Oh,
great. Was Kiriko.
amazing.
I couldn't even tell it was her, and I was like,
No.
"Oh shit!"
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was her. until I saw the credits. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I
transformed.
knew.
You know what?
You go.
Oh, no, I was done.
Oh, I was saying I knew she was in it, like being in it, and I was looking for her voice the entire time, and I couldn't place it. So that's how I knew it was like she was not going to like one of her more typical voices that she does.
Gotcha. Gemma Chan was Natsuko. Great.
Oh, yes.
Dave Bautista was the Parakeet King,
Love it.
which was phenomenal. Proves once again that Dave Bautista actually a phenomenal actor. People,
Yes.
people who don't give enough credit.
Not just a wrestler.
We need to take a second though, because at the end of the movie, when the Parakeet King is like stretching behind them, like trying to be all sneaky,
Yeah.
freaked
Dude.
me out.
No,
I thought he was gonna go kill him.
the whole time. I was like, "Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious."
Why? My thing is like, why couldn't they hear him? Like, why didn't they just like notice? Like,
He was like, "It's great. I loved it." Willem Dafoe as Noble Pelican. What man had one scene killed it.
Amazing.
And the other standout, of course, Mark Hamill as the granduncle.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
I mean, for those who don't, like, who just know Mark Hamill as Luke, Mark Hamill is one of the greatest voice actors of our time. For the, I guess, like, in case you don't know, Joker, he is the Joker in every animated work ever.
Amazing.
He is freaking Master Ericus in Kingdom Hearts.
yes.
He's an Invincible as Art, the costume designer. He's just Mark Hamill's he's a treasure.
Well, this is a little weird now that we have two Batman and a Joker in one film,
Look here.
and then we have two people from Marvel.
It's an all-star cast. What can I say?
It is.
Just saying.
But yeah, no, phenomenal cast. I do want to probably see it again eventually in Japanese as well. But I knew I had to see the dub cast. So I'm like, Robert Patterson's in this as the Heron. I gotta hear it. You know?
Okay, can we talk about the old ladies?
Yes. I think I turned to you.
Yes, you did.
And I was like, there's 7 of them.
Yes.
Like 7 dwarves, because Miyazaki's favorite movie growing up was Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
And then did you see the glass carrier that she was in?
Yeah, it was Snow White. There's so many. This movie
my
was
gosh.
Miyazaki's like. This is a reflection on his life. Man's old. Man's same age as Abuela. Also, I share a birthday with him. By the way, he was born on January 5th.
Wow. There you go.
So hype there. But yeah, man's old, and definitely was reflecting on his life with this movie. And Snow White's what got him into filmmaking.
It was amazing.
So
I'm gonna be honest. At first, they like freaked me out for a second because they were like some of them were mixtures of other like grandma characters from like other Ghibli movies.
Yes,
the one-
the one lady looked like the one from Spirited Away.
And the
oh,
one
yeah, Baba,
looked like
Sophie.
one looked like from Ponyo.
One looked like
Oh,
Sophie.
yes.
One looked like old Sophie.
Yeah.
Yes, they all like had those similar like faces to them. Wait, it was Himiko, right? The
Yeah.
one he was with the whole time.
Yeah.
Himiko looked like the one with the short hair in Ponyo. No, Ponyo's
Yes.
watched it, but I was like, I liked that little touch.
Yes.
But no, yeah.
I like that they all look very similar to other characters in his other films.
I mean, this movie felt very much like, again, he was done, he retired, and then he said, nah. And
Yeah.
it is like very much a culmination film in a lot of ways. Like, The Wind Rises was also a culmination film.
Yeah.
This is also very much a culmination film of a lot of his ideas, right? Fire has always been a huge part of all of his movies. And again, once again here, it's a huge part of it. It's just where it's again exploring that time period he loves, the fighter planes of World War II being referenced. It's just a lot of stuff here is
Yeah.
very much in reference to his whole life. it's a very autobiographical in a lot of ways, and I love it for that. I did want to bring up the title change, because in Japan the movie is called The Way You Live, right?
Yes.
Based on a the movie's not based on it in any way, shape, or form, but it is taking the name from a book of the same name that was set in the same year that movie came out, The Way You Live. It was released in 1937, which was a moral guide for young boys. Right? In the movie, again, we don't know that if you don't know beforehand as an English audience with the name change, you won't get that aha moment when he starts reading the book, The Way You Live, that was left for him by his deceased mother, right?
Yeah.
And it's after that he starts changing, right? I think it was supposed to be a moment we didn't get it as the audience, but looking back, that makes sense, because that's kind of the change moment where he starts caring about Natsuko.
Yeah.
Where, like, it's my responsibility to get her back, right?
Yeah.
Because he reads that when she disappears. And so, again, it's a moral guide for young boys. I'm imagining Miyazaki probably read it, too, as a child.
So the book itself, it was written in 1937.
Yep.
And it follows a 15-year-old boy and his uncle as they deal with the spiritual growth, poverty, and overall experience as human beings.
Yeah.
So I think it's just cool. I wonder if he read it
That's
when
what,
he was a child.
That's definitely what I'm thinking, right? He read it, and then, again, it's the name of the movie in Japan, so there's definitely an importance on it. I'm wondering how much of a cultural impact that we had to his generation, and if that was a kind of like a cultural touchstone that we just lack in the West as an audience understanding.
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely like a thing, right? Like a reference that the average adult Japanese person would get.
Oh.
I imagine.
It looks like it was also adapted into a manga in 2017.
Interesting. I might have to take a peek. Is there like, I wonder if there's an English copy of the book to look into that. But I did want to draw attention to that because it's interesting they changed the name in the West.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm wondering if was that a Miyazaki choice or was that a studio kind of like market choice?
Yeah.
So I honestly think the title, The Way You Live, is a much more meaningful title for this movie. The Boy and the Heron is very straightforward, but The Way You Live, I think, encapsulates the movie more, right? Because this is, again, a movie, right? It's very much about grief. It's about coming to terms with life and like growing up. It is. I mean, it's a coming of age story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the whole other side, like in the tower.
Yeah.
Where, he sees his mother, but she is young.
Yeah.
And they're around the same age. And they guide each other and they help each other.
Yeah.
And like since he lost his mom, it's like another way for him to like kind of get help from her one last time and move on to have another mother, which is a little odd because it's his mother's sister, but also like we don't know the whole reasoning behind it because of the time period.
During the time period, I think that was much more common, especially in Japanese sentiment of taking care of the family, right? I have seen enough historical manga, like, again, I'm not calling myself an expert in any way, shape, or form, but I've seen this trope used a couple more times than I would think is like, it's more than 2 nickels times that I've seen this trope used in that setting and time period. So it is definitely, I think, something that is from that culture, right? Cultural experience. But I can definitely write that is what brings the malice into Mahito. It is him, right? Like, my father's remarrying, not just remarrying, but someone who looks exactly like my mother. He's like, it's what he kind of first comments on it. I do enjoy the fact that this movie is it is a very show don't tell movie. They never, they never explicitly say in this movie, this is my aunt that my father's marrying. But they give enough context clues where you are, as an audience, able to piece it together.
Yes.
I have two things from this movie. Like, well, the first one, it was a side note about, I liked how all the magic came from like that crater or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
one
stone.
And that like stone was like alive and it like sensed everything.
Where did the stone come from?
Space. That's where do you think it, like what? It came from outer space.
Yeah, but like
it's a Miyazaki movie. It's not the point, right? I don't think the point of like where it came from is maybe the spirit world. Who knows?
And like the fact that everyone who was like there, like was in touch with it and could understand the stone, like it was like that communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I was like, I want to go there. But the other thing that I wanted to like think more about was when his like the aunt, like the mom, his new mom, was like in the delivery room.
Mm-hmm.
She like said she hated him and she didn't want to go back, but like why did she go there in the first place? You know
The
what
call.
I mean?
Right, the bloodline can hear the voice of the great uncle calling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Heron and stuff.
I think probably because her sister was there.
Is grief.
It's grief. Yeah.
We get the whole way from the Mahito's point of view, but everyone was grieving for the mom, right? Like, like if you lost Scar, you might be like they're kind of grief stricken, you know. Her sister was in that world, right? In that world outside of time. Her sister was there.
Yeah, and then the fact that her sister couldn't go in the room either, which is interesting.
So because it was a delivery room, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering. It's very old style, like that. Very like it was very like shrine and tomb kind of delivery room. I'm wondering if there's a cultural significance where only like the wet mother could go in during delivery. I think, but I don't know the specifics. This is very much, I think, a cultural touchstone thing that I just didn't get. I would have to research into it more.
Yeah, I also don't think she was far along enough to deliver.
No.
So she would have been there for a while.
Yeah.
But those spinning like fan things were also a little weird. I didn't know what that
spinning
was.
fan things?
Like the paper.
Oh, that's a traditional Japanese thing. Those are like to ward off evil, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
I wasn't sure what that was. Okay.
Yeah. I believe they're used to ward off evil.
Okay.
So to obviously have a safe pregnancy, right, in delivery. The I hate you line, I think, right, again, it tells a lot about the characters, right? She is being forced. Her sister died, and now she's being forced to take care essentially of her sister's family, right? And she has her own child coming, but she also has to deal with this new child, who, again, adopted son, who reminds her of her sister, right? You see that scene where she's she's sick in bed before, and he goes to visit her, and she sees him as her sister because he looks like her, right?
Yeah.
Got her eyes kind of deal, right? Giving the old Snape treatment to Harry. You have your mother's eyes. You can't look, kind of thing, right? So there's definitely a lot, right? The key is, right, getting into fights at school, causing undue stress. Being polite. He's being quote unquote polite, but not in a polite way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Very curt, short. All this stuff, right? I understand. I can get it, right? I can understand. What's going on in that situation. There's a lot happening. The movie is very dense.
Yes.
And filled with lots of undertones and symbolism. Why I think it feels like honestly one of the most symbolic Miyazaki movies.
Mhm.
overall. Just lots of surreal symbolism and imagery.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
particularly, I want to bring up the what are they called? The little white bubble things.
I love those things so much.
What are they called?
The oh, they start with a W, right? The
Wada wada.
Wada
Wada
Wada.
wada. Yes.
So what are the wada? So they were like preborn spirits, right?
Yes.
Unborn human
Yeah.
souls.
Yes. So I'm looking at an article right now because I like to do research. So this is a article that's all about a guide to Miyazaki's weird little guys. um and so it talks about like, Ponyo's sisters and the soot sprites and those kind of things, and then it talks about the Wada Wada. Um and the uh they are let's see, their purpose, with the help of Kiriko and a young woman named Hime, with magical fire powers, is to float up to uh, uh, his world where they will be born. In other words, they are souls waiting for a chance to live, unless pelicans eat them on their way up. Those pelicans, though. Those
I know.
pelicans.
Not cool.
And then, so it says The Boy and the Heron is one of Miyazaki's most loaded works. At its core, though its sad and joyful nature of necessary change and grief that comes with it, the boy must overcome the loss of his mother and accept Natsuko, and the younger sibling she carries in her belly. The fall of Imperial Japan, similarly with the traumatic but necessary loss in order for a better, brighter future to begin. The Wada Wada, as a new life waiting to be born, are a clear metaphor for this. And it is no accident that they are being preyed on by pelicans who seem to be this magical land's equivalent of the airplanes that are so destructive despite their beauty. Connecting the Wada Wada to the wind rises.
Interesting. I was saying also the parakeets in the same article, being that they are they are referential to fascists during World War II.
Yeah.
Right. The militaristic traditions and fascist mentality that was prevalent in imperialistic Japan during World War II. That is eroding the magical world, aka Japan, right?
Yeah.
And they need to return to nature to become normal again, right?
Yeah. They also poop a lot, which is a...
Yeah, they did poop a lot.
They did!
I mean, they're birds, right? Yeah, I mean, again, we talk a lot about how this movie is similar for Miyazaki, but it is also very much about World War II and Imperial Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? How, again, carrying on legacy, the burdens of war, the destruction of war and loss it brings, the just how it hampers creativity. But right, and the next, almost like I know. Sorry, I'm like thinking now more.
Okay.
It's like it's popping a idea bubble in my head. I'll think more on that later. But yeah, it is a very much a World War II movie. Did not expect to see two World War II movies though in the same month. That are not actually World War II movies, but they are. Because it's Godzilla minus Zero. It's a World War II movie.
It is.
It is.
It is.
It is, in fact. A lot of it's post-World War II, but it is a World War II movie. Which, by the way, if anyone hasn't seen Godzilla minus Zero, go watch that. It's actually, I think, might be my favorite movie of the year.
Really?
Yeah. It is, I think, my favorite movie of the year. I can't It is. That movie actually had me crying like 5 times.
Really?
Godzilla.
Yeah, Dad
That's
cried like
wild.
twice.
Oh.
It was one of the most emotional movies I've seen in a long time.
Hmm. See that.
Is your war over? Is your war over? It's really good. Phenomenal film. A
Sounds good.
slow beginning, but when it ramps up, and it is very emotional.
Mm. Gotcha.
But yeah, any final thoughts about The Boy and the Heron?
Yes.
If you have not watched it, you need to watch it.
It's so good. I'm really gonna see it like 2 more times
Yeah,
with other people.
It's amazing.
it
It's so good.
It didn't make me cry, so it may be a movie that I watch over and over again.
Oh, I could not watch this movie over and over again. I like it. It's not. I didn't make me cry, but it is very emotionally like it takes a lot of
charged.
emotion out of me. Yes. So it's something I can't watch all the time, and like it felt like as long to me. I don't know how long the movie was, but it felt as long to me as like Castle in the Sky.
That sounds about right. Actually, I can check the time length.
2 hours and 4 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How long was Castle in the Sky?
Shorter.
Shorter.
I think it was an hour and 40. Don't quote me. I'm checking. Oh, never mind. It was 2 hours and 4 minutes also. Exactly.
I knew it
Look at you.
because I felt like it. It felt like the same pacing to me.
That's fair.
But it just
Also, I do want to say that it did get a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is really good.
yeah.
So, amazing film. Love him.
Oh, Godzilla was 2 hours and 5 minutes. I'm not looking. But anyway. Yeah. Phenomenal film.
Mhm.
Definitely the upper half of my Ghibli list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my favorite. That still is The Wind Rises.
Mhm.
But it is up there. It is another phenomenal film, and I'm looking forward to what Miyazaki does next. Did he announce what he's doing next, actually, yet?
Did he?
I know he's not retiring again. Man, he can't sit still. He needs to keep building his towers.
Oh,
True.
yeah.
Let me see here. Despite claims that Boy and Hero was Miyazaki's final film, Ghibli Vice President Juichi Nishikoda said in September 2023 that Miyazaki continued to attend the office daily to plan his next film. And
Look at him.
they said that he could no longer convince Miyazaki to retire. Man's like,
Fair enough.
never,
He
never
will not
again.
retire until he's dead.
Man will be like, I will make this damn film as I breathe my last breath.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm very curious what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also did want to also call out one scene in particular that like floored me visually, animation wise, the fire scene at the beginning.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
It was absolutely like
It was gorgeous.
gorgeous but horrifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way it was like, it's just another masterclass reason why Studio Ghibli is one of the best animation departments.
I thought he was catching on fire. Like I was
Yeah.
like,
In a way, right? His part of him he was
Yeah.
being burned away.
yeah.
Yes.
God damn it! What, man? Miyazaki films are so freaking good. They just be,
Amazing.
they just do things.
Everything he
I'm-
does has a meaning and so much intention behind every single thing.
Mhm.
God, it's masterclass. It's so good.
Amazing.
It's been a good year. It's been a good year for film. It's been a good year for films.
Mhm.
Or I say animated films. No, good films in general. But yeah. Oh, sorry. One more side note, because I've been thinking about this the whole time. The whole movie, as soon as they said Mahito, all I could think of was Jujutsu Kaisen.
Stop! No! Don't bring him into this!
It's like, Mahito?
Mm-mm.
Mahito? Alright.
Yes, yeah.
So that has been another episode of Nerd Nonsense. You can find me, of course, at the usual spots. Twitter, X-Twitter, my YouTube channel, which maybe will have a video coming soon, probably, I think. I'm in the middle of editing something, hopefully. So, yay. Maybe by the time this is out, we'll see. Probably not. I'm busy. Life's busy right now. Chloe, Scott, you have anything you wish to shout out for viewers to check out?
Watch Tokyo Revengers.
Yes.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, we
watch it.
need to finish watching
But
it.
Don't watch it weekly, guys. Watch it all at once. It's the only way to consume it.
That is correct.
Scarlett, is your podcast still a thing or no?
Not at the moment. We are taking a hiatus.
Okay. Did you want to shout it out in general for people to check out old episodes, or?
There was only one episode out. It is called Talk Brainy to Me.
All right. You can send me the link later. I'll post it in the comment, the doobly-doo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.